Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. Or hello to the ones checking out on YouTube, because no one is watching the stream. I just started it now. So we will have another game from the Online Champion 3 vs 3 North American tournament. We will have Elephant versus Hard Betrayal. Players are already joining, so I need to be fast updating this. Let's take a look at the brackets real quick while the players... Actually, the players are already ready. So these are the matches that are going to be played today. Reborn vs Spectre is already playing the Tarot, and we are going to cover Elephant versus Hard Betrayal, which should start in the next few seconds. So all the players are already on draft, so it shouldn't take very long. This is a loser's bracket, so they're playing for a chance to end up in the finals. And we have the match already on draft. Elephant on the left side and Hard Betrayal on the right. Playing as blue and red accordingly. Ban on Fox and Anka. And the Elephant decide to go for the Churnwalker as their support. Hard Betrayal is going for the Lance and maybe Gwen combo. Gwen is alright in 3 vs 3. Nothing wrong with playing Gwen. Let's see what the Elephants do to round up their composition. Oh, they got out of draft. Should restart soon. Probably a misclick. Pickle was away. The love pickle. Same draft as before. Churnwalker versus Lance Gwen. Let's see what they pick to round up the composition then. Idris, that might work. Idris is very strong on 3 vs 3. Especially people have been playing hybrid Idris lately, which seems to have worked. And Glaive, okay. And another misclick. Now it was Willow's fault. Tried to change the skin, I guess. Still have the problem that the skin button is misplaced on the 3 vs 3 compared to the 5 vs 5, so people end up clicking on it. When they want to change the skin, they end up clicking on exit match. Third time's the charm, should have a draft now. Idris and Glaive, here we go. And the last pick for Nefarious B2 is... Drumroll. Drum roll some more. Samuel. Or a Rhyme. Decisions. I guess Rhyme is a bit better. Just because Rhyme is so strong on 3 vs 3. And he can lock on to that Glaive. And the Churn as well. I'd like to see some aggressivity from Rhyme side though. To make it really work. Let's see what they pull off.
The battle for the Halcyon Fold has begun.
There we go. Starting of the match. Not much to talk about. The usual stuff. Who is going to do what rotations? Lance wants to do a sneak still? No, he's just holding the lane. Impel there to start off the match. Connecting, which is what you want on Alliance. You want those impels to connect. Let's see who gets the middle tree end. Chain hooked up. Another chain, this time on Rhyme. And the blue team ends up getting it. Almost gives away the first blood though. Love pickle and a bit of a pickle there. And a bit of a love pickle. Try to disengage. Nice first steal from side of blue team. Manages to steal that and get away cleanly. Well, not clean. They had to pop the flask, but they managed to get away. You guys know what I mean. Farming as usual. So see the contest for the next middle tree end. Chain already hooked up. All three members of the red team rotate down. Idris is left up. This might cost him the middle tree end. It does indeed get stolen. And an afterburn there on Rhyme might be more than he could chew. Willis will go down indeed, and that's first blood for the side of Hard Betrayal. Rhyme wants a piece of this Idris as well. He needs to be careful. He needs to be really careful. I'm forgetting to turn on the name of the teams. Here we go. Impale connecting from Nefarious P2. He gets a chakra in response. You have a lance, I have a chakra. Eat my chakra. Doesn't it taste yummy? Have another team fight for this middle tree end. This churn is rotating down. Lance is still on the lane, so Ryan is forced to back off. Should be an easy middle tree end for the blue team. Rhyme still tries to contest it, but doesn't have much luck. Impale missing. Let's take a look at builds real quick. See who is building what. I believe this Idris would go hybrid in the end. This is, he bought itemization thinking of that. Willis with this glaive seems to be going weapon. And we have the traditional weapon Gwen and Crystal Rhyme. I would like to see more aggression play by this Rhyme early on, because he has the initial advantage on the first levels. Churn can contest him a little bit, but if he has the support of Lance, he should be enough to counter it. But they don't seem to be daring to go there. which might be bad for them. To force them to wait for the late game. And on late game, Orion needs a lot of defense to still be a heavy hitter. Other than that, both teams have the same goal, so not much advantage going out. Feel free to share your opinions on the chat and who you think has the better composition. We have a team fight going on here. Double chains, triple chains, but disengage. We have another matchup going here. Team fight, very messy, but the fountain gets popped from the side of the blue team. They want to re-engage though. Will is trying to hunt down this Gwen. Not much gonna come out of it, just another disengage. Love Pickle getting stunned up against the wall, but somehow managed to leave. Sorry guys, I'm not very eventful on this casting. I was answering some questions on Discord. I'll do better in the future, I promise. Glaive wants to do a steal there, but... and does indeed get it. So denying Rhyme that jungle invade. Very close team fight so far though. Slight gold advantage for the side of the blue team. Not much to go on. That I would hope that Rhyme would be more aggressive. I love the sound of the rainbow when Glaive does the ultimate. Sorry, camera tours that you get from changing from minimap to arrows. I think I'm gonna stick with action arrows instead of the minimap. Minimap is just too jerky. Be nice if they had like a hotkey to accelerate the keys controlling the camera though. But I think we'll survive. Another engage coming out. Fountain gets popped to keep them alive. Trespass to keep them safe. It's another engage back and forth. Nefarious B2 with another nice impale and stun combo. Adrius dangerously low, uses the ultimate to get away though, but those mortal wounds end up getting him in the end. Willis does an afterburn there, gets caught up on the impale of Nefarious B2, and that's a team fight 1 for the side of Hard Betrayal that will finally be able to do a proper jungle invade. My name Jeff Lol is trying to steal some of these back camps away. Will he still have time to get the Crystal Sentry? I don't think he's gonna dare. Wants to help put down some pressure on the lane instead. Needs to be careful here though. He's gonna recall. Will they be able to spot him? No, they won't. So nice advantage with this team fight for the red team now. I mean, in terms of gold, they are pretty much the same, but at least they have some psychological benefit from having won that first proper team fight. Team's just waiting for a mistake. Now when Impale comes out, we have another team fight going on. Aegis dangerously low already. The Fountain gets popped, the Crucible gets popped. Not enough to keep him alive. He needs some defensive itemization or better positioning on those team fights. Now it's Glaive that also goes down. And Hard Betrayal with a repeat from the previous team fight. Cleaning both carries, or the carry and the jungler. And now they will be able to put down some pressure on this lane turret. First turret should go down. Meanwhile, Rhyme is gonna try to steal more of these back camps. Will they try to go for the Crystal Sentry this time? Nope. A bit too scared of going for the Crystal Sentry. I think they should have gone for it. They had enough time and the firepower to get it. But they decided to play more carefully. And it's been working for them, so I guess if it works, don't change it. Flare's getting popped to check out the vision. We have another team fight going on here. An Impale lands on top of Glaive. He's forced to use the Afterburn to get away. Crucible out of position there, but the Impale also misses, so that's fine. The Trespass does stun up, so now it's the side of Hard Betrayal that misses the Crucible timing. What a mess of a team fight. No one is dead yet. Well, now finally Lance is dead. And the blue team with an advantage on this game for a very long time now. Glaive wants to capitalize on it, but ends up rushing, face-checking the bush. And just dies. 2 versus 2 left, but Rhyme is low, he needs to back off. So nice trade for Hard Betrayal there. They got a bit of a weird engage, very messy team fight. They ended up coming short. I guess if the team fight drags on too much, you see the advantage of the churn there, distributing the damage. And that's probably what got them in the end. We can take a look at builds real quick while these captains clean up the lane vision. We see that Idris is indeed going for the hybrid build, and Glaive, that spell sword and now a tension bow round up, but he's missing some defense itemization. And Rhyme with a curious Frostburn. Usually see more heavy hitting damage or a Dragon's Eye on Rhyme, so let's see how that works. Gwen is already on 3 items of attack, so she's doing ton of damage. Truckload of damage. So that's the player to get if you want to stay alive on these team fights. You have to dive onto that Gwen, kill her off quick, and then somehow avoid the Valkyrie from Rhyme. Red team putting down some pressure on this turret. Will we have another team fight coming out? Seemed like it. They might go for the gold miner instead. That's indeed what they do. Will Elephant try to contest it? They have vision. And they have a chain. They don't get it in the end. Gwen gets the last hit, and this glaive is just dead. He really needs to buy some defense. Some defensive items. Just to keep him slightly more alive. Double man stun against the wall from Lance there, but he's going dangerously low. Trespass coming out, but not hitting anyone. The Crucible protecting them. Idris with the ultimate trying to get away. He does not get away. They end up losing the Crystal Sentry. Gwen tries to recall just in case. Or she cancels it now. She's fine. I'm fine. Everything's burning. I'm perfectly fine. Kraken is now up. They decide to go for it immediately. Might be a bit of a risky play, but it doesn't seem like Glaive wants to contest this Kraken. Like he tried to contest the Gold Miner. It's gonna be a free Kraken for the red team. Advantage to hard Betrayal on this first match of the series. Oh, nice stun there, catching Gwen off guard. She almost died. Idris not able to finish her up, and now it's Idris who ends up stunned by those hastes high. Lance wants to finish him off. Rhyme wants to finish him off, but the chains pull him back. Don't let them reach Idris. This would be a nice opportunity for them to win a team fight, but unfortunately, the damage was already done previously on the game. The gold advantage is too high, and they end up getting a double kill. And they might get a couple more turrets out of this Kraken push. I'm wondering if they should be able to take the game. I don't think so. But at least this choke point turret they should be able to get. Kraken is still 2/3 up of health. But the red team wants to play it safe. Decides to back off. Steal more jungle camps. Go to safety, prepare for the next team fight. A lot of flares and scout traps bought from both captains there. Vision is so important. Lance trying to zone out what's cooking. Just notice now all the elephants have hats. I don't think all of the hard betrayals have hats. Yeah, I don't see Rhyme with a hat. So elephant should be having the advantage on this game. And that Lance, he has a halo, but I think it's from the skin, not from a hat. Might have another engage here. This Lance is overextending a little bit. But Elephant decides to rotate back up to protect the lane instead of going for the engage, as they should, because they are still behind on this game. Rainbow Glaive, not enough to do enough damage to the carries of Hard Betrayal. Gwen just waiting. Hard Betrayal wants to eliminate this Crystal Sentry. Does indeed go down. But they might lose a turret though. Or catch the blue team from bad position. They want to go for the Kraken instead. This might be a little risky. I don't think that's the fiery halo on Lance. I think that's from the skin. The skin itself has a halo. But it might be. We have another engage here as the Kraken gets unleashed. Hard Betrayal got it in the end. Valkyrie missing everyone. This might be a bad position. Idris wants to put down some pain, who uses the ultimate to get away, stay alive. Gwen finally dies, but Idris gets rooted up. Will he end up dying? Yes, he will. A nice trade there, but now Hard Betrayal in a very bad position in terms of health bars. They end up trading the junglers as well. And now only Lance versus Churn, and a Kraken is walking on the Halcyon Fold. So, what will you do? Will you stall? Will he try to get the kill? Will he try to get the Kraken? Supa wants the kill. He decides to give up. And now it's Nefarious Pitu's time to troll and prevent Supa from recalling. He doesn't dare though. He's too low on health. He decides to let it go. Go steal some back camps. Set up some vision. The Kraken will get them one turret. Probably get him some chunks out of the second one. Idris and Glaive are already both back up. Brlong, brlong, brlong. Love those sounds from the Glaive skin. Second turret stays alive with just a little bit of health. Enough to prevent a massive backdoor. They don't really have a great capacity for doing backdoors either. Hard Betrayal. They only have a lance, which can roll over the wall. So they're better off just winning a team fight. They're positioning themselves on the enemy jungle already. Rhyme going back to do some infusions. Yeah, if you're chained up from Churn, you shouldn't really pursue him. Especially if you are 1 versus 1. We might have another team fight here. Let's see. Hard Betrayal tries to do an engage, has a root upon Idris, but Lance is already so low. The afterburn from Glaive not really getting any distance, and now the Valkyrie lands on Idris. Glaive so low, but somehow remains alive, and now it's Rhyme that's on the loose, or on the run. Gets trespassed, and this will probably be a very dead Rhyme. Gwen needs to be very careful up, and she's already chained up. Nice ultimate usage from Idris there on the Churn to get them the ace, and this might be a nice reversal for the game. The Kraken is not up yet, but they can push up this lane, maybe even get this Chokebone turret, steal some farm from the jungle. They want to tank the turret. The clocks are starting to get a bit high as we have passed the 20-minute mark already. I think this was the first team fight that Team Elephant actually won. I need to be careful though, not overextend. I think Glaive is overstaying his welcome here. Uses the afterburn over the wall. Steal more back camps. Finish up those builds. Let's following up and check the builds real quick. Idris in this went for the hybrid build, but not with... I think that was a mistake. I prefer Poison Shift just because of the mortal wounds instead of Serpent's Mask. And the mortal wounds would be really helpful for this Rhyme. But it ended up working in the end on the last team fight, so I guess it's alright. Some defensive itemization on Glaive paying off finally. Let's see what... I think my name Jeff is buying too much defense items. He should be doing more damage, maybe a Dragon's Eye, instead of going for extra armor. That's my opinion. But I think the thing here, it's all about keeping that Gwen safe. If Gwen is safe, she can do a ton of damage. And if they manage to kill the Idris before Gwen goes down, then Hard Betrayal has the match won, or the team fight. Well, the team fight and the match, because the Elephant only has 1 turret left. Now the Kraken is back up. Let's see. It's decisive team fight. Rhyme gets chained up. He manages to break the chains. Let's see what they can do here. Both teams very careful now. Another infusion getting bought from the side of Idris. And we might have another team fight here. Chakra is flying out. The boots get popped. Glaive comes forward, hits the Rhyme. Lance is dangerously low though, but they're trying to finish off this Glaive. Not quite able to do it. The trespass keeps them safe. Aces High connecting onto Idris. Great work from Gwen there, hitting the Aces High and just bursting down that Idris with 2 hits. That might give them the team fight. Only Churn left on the Halcyon Fold, and they are already surrendering. They know that they're already dead. Clean ace. What turret on a sliver of health. This should be game number 1 for this matchup on the losers bracket of Online Champions North America 3 versus 3 championship tournament that we are covering. Yeah, I think the Idris build was not the best it could be. I think the poison shift there would have worked a lot better. Especially since he was doing already weapon infusions anyway, so his divergent path would always be unlocked. And if he had those poison shifts, he would have countered Rhyme a lot better, preventing him from scaling up. But well played from both teams. Yeah, Mask only... Ghostly Syndicate is talking on the chat that the Serpent's Mask is troll because it only is useful when you have infused weapon. I think they on 3.8 meta changes, if you only have Serpent's Mask, you already unlock the weapon path as well. And I think it's the same with Poison Shiv actually. I'm not sure though, because they lowered the number of hit points you require to achieve the divergent path for weapon. I think Sorrowblade would be overkill. Anyways, we are up to draft on the second game already. I'm gonna swap up the team names while these guys decide the typical bans. Churnwalker and Anka. It's 1-0. Or no, what am I saying? It's... yeah, 1-0. 1-0 for Hard Betrayal. That's correct. They swapped sides. So Lance getting picked up on the second game. Let's see how they round up. Doesn't Serpent's Mask give you 100 weapon damage? I think it does. I think they upped it up a little bit on the mid oh, what's it called? Mid update patch. I guess that's the name. Hey, Bite Me Too. Welcome to the stream. We have slightly less viewers than the previous days, but the previous days were the winners bracket and this is the losers bracket, so I guess it's okay. We are having good matches though, and that's what really matters. Anyways, on to the draft. We have Lance, Idris, and they are thinking Cruel. Cruel might work, I guess, if Idris goes CP or hybrid. Let's see what the side of Elephant will do to counter this. I would go for Sky. I think Sky would be a great pick here. CP Sky, putting a lot of pressure onto that jungle would help counter that Cruel. They decide to go for the Glaive instead. I have seen Glaives countering Cruels. They need to be very proactive though. Serpent's Mask gives 85. With level 12 infusion you unlock your weapon path. So yeah, okay, you need an infusion to unlock it. Why 3s? What do you mean? 3 versus 3? Why 3 versus 3 instead of 5 versus 5? I don't know. I'm not organizing the tournament. You have to ask Din. Who won the last game? It was, well, you will see it on screen now. It was Hard Betrayal that won last game. So it's 1-0 on their side. So game number 2. Elephant needs to pull something out of their ass to win this matchup. And I guess it's gonna be a very large piece of dung, because that's what elephants pull out of their asses. Standard early game. 2 members doing the back camps, rotating to the middle tree ant. Both teams don't want to be the first ones to engage. Now it's Gwen that starts up the mid-illing tree ant. Oh, nice impale there. But it ends up being the Cruel that gets that infusion. A healing buff infusion. Willis was having some problems on the previous game. At least on the early game, he got zoned out too much. On the late game, he was doing some damage, but you could tell that he was still suffering from the bad early game. So hopefully he'll play a bit better this matchup. He's no longer in the jungle, he's in the lane. So might switch things up. Fire Speed 2 holding this lane. Tries to get an impale there. Doesn't land it, but Willows decides to punish him anyways. The Fire Speed 2 is forced to pop both the boots and the flask just to stay alive. And now he might be too low to help his team challenge this middle tree ant. Cruel wants to go at it though. 1 versus 2. And he gets it. Holy shit. My name is Jeff, yo. I'm the Cruel. I clean up some vision. I steal your healing mid-tree ant. What's the official name of that? Is it middle tree ant? Is it middle healing tree ant? Because he heals, so it should be a healing tree ant. I always call him the mid. Slight goal advantage to the side of Hard Betrayal. Not much to secure them the win, but good enough to start with. Ghostly Syndicate on the chat is saying issue with using Cruel and Idris is that Idris needs to power farm, so you would let him get fired or first or second jungle rotation as laner for CP passive. Yeah, you need to help him farm a bit more. That will hinder Cruel, as Cruel also needs to be fast on the early jungling. But it seems Cruel has been doing fine just getting this middle tree ants. He got 3 of them already, so he should be well fed by now. Minion candy getting popped. Nothing that Elephant can't deal with. So officially it's called the Elder Tree Ant. Okay, nice to know. Thank you for that information, Milambert. No, I think Cruel got it, because I followed. It was Cruel that got the first regen. Elder Tree Ant, officially. Gwen trying to punish this Lance a little bit for missing that impale. Just wants to hold the lane. Now full team is here. Let's see if they manage to do an engage. If they land a impale, but they don't. They don't. They missed. Nice dodge by Gwen there. Super KG is recalling, so no chance for another team fight here. Meanwhile, Cruel decides just to take this Crystal Sentry, because he's a Cruel. He can do anything on his own. Glaive is there to contest him though. It's going a little bit low, but Glaive doesn't have those mortal wounds yet, so he needs to be careful. I've seen Glaives being able to outplay Cruels a few times. You usually need a Poison Shiv and a Sorrow Blade though to be able to pull it off. And probably an Atlas Pauldron as well. Early game advantage also helps. But he doesn't have one right now. They are behind 2k gold. Hard Betrayal is ahead. So they need to be careful. Wait for the late game, I guess. Not much else they can do. Willow seems to be doing alright though. He's ahead in farm in the lane. Let's take a look at builds while we don't have a team fight. Gwen already got her Sorrow Blade. Glaive went for the Spell Sword. It also works because he has more cooldown, so he can use Afterburn better, but I don't know. Idris went for Dragon's Eye, first item. We have an Engage now coming out. Nefarious P2 overextending. And it's fine. Nothing happening. And the captains both going for Fountain. Sorrow Blade on Cruel, I think it's the best itemization he could get. He wants that burst damage to take out the Gwen fast. The Fire Speed 2 keeps overextending. He's gonna get more than he asked for sometime soon. We have another Engage going out here in the bottom. Cruel wanted to get another Crystal Sentry. He ended up paying for his mistake. Minion Candy even got popped on the Crystal Sentry to ensure they got the kill. Now Love Pickle will finally have a nice opportunity to come back in terms of farm experience on this game. Doesn't seem to have many minions to kill though. Nothing to steal from the opponent, which is unfortunate for him. Back in the lane. Yeah, rushing Dragon's Eye is not the best thing you can do for Idris, because Dragon's Eye on its own doesn't stack up very well. But, I mean, I guess he will do all of the items anyways, and avoid team fights before he has all of the items, so it should be okay. Yeah, going to heavy prisms with crystal bits is more worthwhile, I agree. I totally agree. Guys on Twitch, if you think I'm crazy, I'm not crazy. There's someone on YouTube also chatting, and I see both chats, but you guys don't, so apologies for that. But I'll try to mention what is being said so you guys are contextualize and what the hell I'm talking about. Now we have a gold miner contest here. I think the Cruel started it up, but then he noticed that Glaive and Gwen were here. So it's gonna be abandoned. Some flares there are trying to zone out stuff. Bite Me Too is saying that Cruel will have difficulty with the red team packing so much stuns. Yeah, that's true. He probably might need a reflex block, or I hope that Lorelei is good with the Crucible. Cruel starting this gold miner again, and this time he won't get contested, or will it? Love Pickle is almost there. Will he afterburn in? Nope, not in time. This goes for the side of Hard Betrayal, and now they're in the lead by 1.5k gold. That first blood going for the side of but Elephant really helped them. Thing is that Glaive needs a reflex block, but he also needs Atlas Paldrum, otherwise he won't be able to deal with Cruel. So it's 2 defensive itemizations at least, which is gonna make things ugly. Now we have another Cruel suicide apparently. He didn't... Oh, the fountain popped in the right moment, and the Cruel might survive a little bit longer. Not enough to stay alive, but enough for his team to get the Crystal Sentry and try to get away. Will they be able to? It seems they will. So, second Crystal Sentry down. Cruel committed suicide twice to get them, though. Fish food not connecting there. Farius P2 in a bad position. Minion candy gets popped to help push this wave. Let's see if it's enough to get him this turret. Here comes the Idris. Nice impale there onto Glaive. Not enough for his team to follow through and finish him off. A well-used B ability from Gwen there to escape that impale. Another well-timed impale, and she does indeed go down. It was Lance that got the last hit, but Cruel really helped. Another nice impale. Nefarious P2 is landing these impales very well. It's really giving his team a lot of advantage. This Cruel, however, managed up dying in the end, but they do get the ace anyways in the end, thanks to Idris. And with the ace, they will be able to steal some more of these jungle back camps. Or not. Gwen is coming here. She uses her B to come closer. Ace is high, not quite connecting though. Milumber on the chat is saying that the B side is way too passive. They don't scale as well as A side. Yeah, but I think they are behind so far. And I think Gwen will have a good late game as well. I think 1 versus 1, Gwen versus Idris. Gwen should be able to kill him off. And in a team fight, she has even more opportunities to kill him off, because he can only use his ultimate once to hide away. CP Idris is a problem if he hits the chakra. If he doesn't hit the chakra, then it's not as bad. Might have another engage here. Cruel overextending again. Jeff really likes to play an aggressive Cruel, it seems. They decide just to push this lane and back off. They might go for the gold miner instead. Indeed, that's what they seem to be doing. Let's see if Elephant will try to contest it or not. Nice emoji there. Thank you for the kiss. They do get the... Oh, and they might even get more than that. The barrier keeps Gwen alive, though. Ace is high, hitting on that Idris, preventing him from getting wiped out. The Crucible gets popped, preventing the Impale, but Gwen is so low and she's not doing any damage back. If she was stutter-stepping her way back, there might have been an interesting reversal there. But as it is, she just got chunked away, and then Glaive follow, and that's 2 kills for Hard Betrayal, and they're clearly in the lead of the game now with 4k gold advantage. Almost 5k even. Yeah, the hybrid build is a bit broken, but I mean, it's a thing. I think it's alright. I think you should be able to do the hybrid builds. They nerfed on update 3.7, I believe, they nerfed CP Idris paths a little bit to prevent him from doing those easy unlocks. And on 3.8 they give them a little bit more of maneuvering room, and now it's possible again to do them. But I think they should be viable. I mean, if the items exist, should be a viable thing. And it's only viable on some heroes, not all of them. So I think it's alright. Yeah, Bill Lambert is saying that if you go hybrid, you can just 1 versus 3. I don't think that's true. Only if you're snowballing. If you have the same gold as your opponents, you shouldn't be able to 1 versus 3. Got a stun on that Cruel. Glaive is just farming or cleaning up vision. Decides to recall now. P2 wants a piece of him though. And there is no more sentry. Decide to start up this Kraken. Let's see if The red team of Elephant. The red elephant in the room will counter it or not. It's already halfway through. They let it go. They use the From Hell's Heart to dive onto this Gwen. Nice impale follow-up, and Gwen is just dead. Stun, 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 dead. Lot of aggressive play from Hard Betrayal and paying off onto this Gwen. I mean, Gwen is the main hitter from the red team. If she's not able to do any damage on the team fights, they are clearly going in the favor of Hard Betrayal. That's the first Kraken on the Alcyon Fold. Let's see what they can do with it. At least one turret they should be able to do it. Probably two. You have one turret down. Afterburn, not really going on the best direction. Ace's Eye connecting onto Aegis, but he's too far away from the rest of the team for a proper follow-up. Now here comes Nefarious P2 and ends up with a good impale onto Willis. Will give him an advantage, and this glaive is just dead. Nefarious P2 trades for him. Can this Gwen prevent the end of the game here? Fish Food not connecting. Kraken going a bit low, but the turret's also dead. Gwen needs to be very careful of this Cruel. They should be able to finish the game, though. And that's gonna be 2-0 for Hard Betrayal. Nice series, good matchup. I think they won. They had the they won fairly. They had the better composition. They played it better. I love Pickle didn't manage to get online fast enough to be able to handle this Cruel, and Idris is just such a powerhouse. It wasn't hybrid Idris in the end, it was just CP Idris, as you can see, but he was doing a lot of damage. It was unfortunate for the Gwen because Willis was playing well. He was just stunned up so often and so hard that he didn't really have a chance. Also, the double weapon wasn't the smartest of choice for itemizations, in my humble opinion. But well played, both teams. Let's take a look at the lobby. Should probably go out a little bit so I can show the entire thing. There you go, 4 games. Hard Betrayal just won the matchup. I heard on the chat that was it Yuri Yuri? Yeah, Yuri Yuri won by default against Bad Intentions. We will have, I think Reborn Spectre were already playing the Taros, but I want to see if we can play LoliHentai versus Custard crew. I think they're playing next. Selburn is talking crap of Glaive versus Cruel, but Glaive versus Cruel can work. It's only sometimes, not every time, you need to be able to play. Apezer, yeah, I can stream your game. Just invite me on the stream. If your game is about to start, I'll happily stream it. My IGN is PS enough and A. Like this. So we will have the other matchup of LoliHentai versus Custard crew coming up now. Just got invited by Beta Loli. Beta Loli and Alpha Loli. It's LoliHentai crew. Also, I don't know if the guys from Hard Betrayal and Yuri Yuri are online, but if you guys want to do the other matchup from tomorrow already today, we could also do that afterwards. So people are doing invites and such. This might take a little bit. Missing the opponent team right now. Sorry, looking at the wrong screen. My bad. So we're about to have LoliHentai versus Custard Crew. If Custard Crew shows up. Let me check who are the people behind Custard Crew. It's Ruku, Your Doomsday. Okay, Your Doomsday was on Discord at least. But they're playing a guild ranked match. Okay, so it might take a little while longer, maybe 10 minutes, something like that. But we will have a game in a few minutes, probably like 10 minutes, 15. So if you guys want to do a bathroom break, it's a good time to do that. Otherwise, we just wait a little bit for the next game. Yep, so we're just waiting. Just waiting. Just waiting. Guess I'll take this wonderful opportunity to do a bathroom break as well. Cruel is useless level 1, so best thing for you to do is free man invade their second regen so you cut them from access from. Yeah, I agree. If you're up against a Cruel, you should jungle invade. That's why Sky is so good against Cruel and Petal is so good against Cruel. And Rhyme is also pretty decent early game because you just jungle invade the hell with it. So you can deny all that farm from Cruel and then you already have level advantage and this can snowball the rest of the game. I'll take this wonderful opportunity to go to the bathroom. while we wait for the guys from Custard crew to be available. So be right back, guys. Behave on the chat while I'm gone, eh? No saying fuck, shit, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm back. Let's take a look at chat, what's happening. Technical difficulties. Weapon Sky was OP back in the days with Zio in 2017 Worlds. Yeah, Weapon Sky really works well if you manage to keep your distance, but you need to be very skilled playing her. See a lot of people just throw its ult at the enemy. Is that for Idris? Or Lance? Good at kiting and stuff, you can dominate against melee heroes. Yeah. This guy is very good. Zoning out the enemies. Frostwind Sky is what shows up in my nightmares. Yeah, she can be very menacing. I mean, just Frostburn, she doesn't do all that much, but Frostburn and something else, it's really annoying. I was talking with the guys from Yuri, and Hard Betrayal to see if they wanted to play their follow-up or next matchup today, but it seems they will play tomorrow instead. So this probably will be the last game or the last series of this stream, unless whoever won between Reborn Spectre and the Tarots will want to play with whoever wins from this matchup. But we can have the games tomorrow as well, it's fine. Still playing the guild ranked match, so all we can do is wait. There's 16 minutes in, so this might still take a while. We have time. I have some figs. Won't go hungry. Thanks for the sub, Pazzer. Glad you're enjoying the tournament. I guess we can discuss build tactics while we wait. Meta tank jungler guides like Arden, Lance, that kind of stuff. Oh, I can do ASMR. I'm doing it right now. How's that? I can whisper sexy things too, from both sides. Although this is only mono microphone, so I guess you don't really get it. But these churn Inara in as a tank jungler? Inara isn't tanky, come on. Inara is squishy like hell. And Batiste isn't very tanky either. You can build them with a lot of sustain though. But I'm curious what kind of builds they make. I mean, for you to be saying that he's tanky, I guess you buy a lot of defensive itemizations. And Batiste is really good as a support role as well. I used to play Batiste as support in 3 vs 3 even. And a lot of people used to play that because he has his ultimate and ordained to really crowd control a lot. And his natural lifesteal also gives him a little more stay in the fight kind of what's it called? Stayability? It's not stayability. Sustainability. Can you post the link, Ghostly Syndicate? I don't know, PPJ. Is that Papa John? I'm not an A, so I don't know the initials of everyone. Okay, so it is Papa John. Okay, I'll look him up. Thanks for the pro tip. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of that the jungler tank support is the new meta. Instead of having a tank top, now you have a tank jungler instead, and you end up with 2 supports in the end. Or even 3 supports if you also have one on the top. I think the main issue is that you have so much barriers and shields and crowd control stuff that people are forced to get into that if they want to dominate the crowd control in the game. I mean, it's fine if you only have 1-2 carries, if they are unkillable, if you can keep parrying him and crowd control your enemies away from them, it's fine, you only have 2 carries. Okay, so the good news is that the guys from Custard crew are no longer playing. The bad news is that they are no longer online. I'll have myself one more fig. And hopefully they'll show up. I've also seen another interesting meta, which is have 2 laners on the mid, 2 mid laners. And it seems like it's a bit of a throw because you don't have a support. But you put a lot more pressure in, you force the enemies to rotate out, and then you can invade the jungle with both of the mid laners and your jungler. It sort of works. It doesn't work as good as the other tank ideas. But if you have good synergy, it can work. Not sure if it would work on pro games though. It's more for a solo queue thing. Double ADC? What's an ADC? Attack damage carry. Ah, okay. On previous 3 times, I remember we used to call them siege compositions. When you had like Castro, Samuel, all heroes that would do a lot of damage from far away. But you had so many of them that if you stepped up, you would just get chunked off and you would have to back off, and then the turret would just die. We're still waiting for Custard crew. They're no longer playing, but I think they're still rounding up their players. Your Doomsday Zero was on Discord at least. Yeah, it might come around again. The problem is it doesn't really work on the late game. Or well, it can work on the late game if you scale both of your carries, but what I mean it doesn't work on the late game is that if you don't have those supports, you will not have the CC to sustain. You won't have those barriers, you won't have the speed. And then if they have assassin heroes, they can just chunk you down very fast. Your Doomsday is saying that I probably should shut the stream down. The stream. I didn't know you were still in it. What the fuck? So you won the game. They didn't realize it was double elimination, apparently. He didn't look at the brackets. So apparently we won't have a game, unfortunately. I guess we'll find someone to raid then. Oh well, that's a shame. LoliHentai keeps getting forfeits. It's sad. I mean I want to stream. I want to cover your matches, man. I'm a waifu myself. They won't let me. People keep surrendering. Okay, let's find someone to raid then. If you don't have a match, unfortunately. At least we can rate someone. Twitch. Let's see who is online. Well, if you can get a hold with Reborn Spectre. Did they win? First off, did they win? Because I don't know who won between that matchup. If they won and they are willing to play, sure. We can play them now. He's here. Wait, your Doomsday Zero is saying that he's here now. Let's see if you are playing after all. Okay, seems that we have a game after all. That's good. Luke says that, okay, we're playing, let's go. Okay, we have a game. Woohoo! Let's go. Don't know what Luke's IGN is, but your Doomsday Zero should be online already, I hope. on. Come on. I want to stream the game. I want to stream the game. Apparently they haven't accepted the friendship requests. I don't know what Luke's IGN is. Let me try to look it up. Oh, it's Culpis. Culpis with an I instead of an L, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I think I had him already. Let's try to add him again. Culpis not found in this region. We try with an I. And of course we have the usual fuck up with the desktop client, which you can't see what you're typing. And it types both names in. Okay, Culpis is in. Just missing your Doomsday. And that's Tofu, apparently. And then we have a match. Alright. All of them are listed. What are you talking about? Bezer, all of the names that they said to invite are listed on the Well, as long as it's the same player, it should be fine. I know Culpis has 2 accounts. And it was fine to use them. I mean, as long as it's the same player, it's not a ringer. That's fine. But these names are correct, and we should be ready to get into draft. So all players are in. Actually, your Doomsday needs the second. Yeah, they're playing with 1 hand each on each account. Like I'm playing with this one on my main, and I'm playing with this one on my Smurf. Probably need to re-invite him, better lolly. So, I'm gonna have LoliHentai versus Custard Crew. Let's see if the waifus are better than the Custards. PayPal Leon. Does Leon even have an NA account? Does he play on NA? Okay, so we're in the draft. Team Hentai Loli on the left, and Team Custard on the right. Ban for Vox. And on the red side, we have a ban for Anka. 2 accounts on NA. Oh my god. Blink Blink doesn't sound very waifu though. Or weeaboo. Should probably open up the reference sheet so I know all the abilities. Let's see. We have Arden. We have Idris. We have the Churn Walker. Samuel going to round up the composition for the side of the weeboos. And the last pick will be an alpha. Really? You need to be careful with an alpha because they can just pick a rhyme and kill the shit out of you. Let's see what they go for. I would just go for a rhyme. I would so win this game with a rhyme. Well, they seem to be going for the cruel instead. Cruel also works. I mean, the problem here, to deal with the cruel, you need at least mortal wounds and an Atlas Pauldron, and then you might be able to survive the cruel. But if Alpha is there just keeping the cruel with the lifesteal up, then it's GG. Then you're screwed. Anyways, let's go for the first game of this series. I should probably reveal the team names. LoliHentai versus the Custard crew. Ghostly Syndicate is saying that cruel still works. At least we will see more jungle pressure. Let's see. Let's see who has that early game. I guess Alpha would have the early game advantage. But it needs the support of Arden to make it work though. 1 versus 1, I think Cruel still wins. Even in level 1. Let's see, let's see. The match is underway. Fear the tofu. He prefers Satan to tofu. Chain missing. No free early man invade. Both teams a little bit scared of each other. Drifting Dart coming up. Trying to put some damage, trying to get this middle treant. Elder treant was it called? I think it was Elder treant. That's Tofu going dangerously low. Here comes the Prime Directive onto him. Decide to back away though. They're too scared of that Cruel. Level 2 Cruel. Put the clown on a leash. Look at the hat on Samuel. He looks like a drill on his face. Looks like a mole man or something. That looks so wrong. Holy crap. And Kalpis doesn't have a hat, so they clearly have a disadvantage here. But then Bling Bling also doesn't have a heart, which is weird. I mean, Bling Bling, you're supposed to carry all sorts of things. Alpha does have a hat, though. And so does Cruel, so they are tied up on hats. Because the Churn also has one. See if the Alpha can get this. No, he doesn't even try to contest it. He's too scared of that Cruel. And this will equalize the middle Elder Treants, not the middle regen. Yeah, Finn looks great with the pirate hat. It's like huge. Because it scales with how big your character is. So it just becomes like this massive thing on his head. Oh, Alpha Lolly missing some farm there. Is Bling Bling disconnected? He seems to just be sitting there. He might be disconnected. Because he's too far away to get the gold ambient. Ooh, first blood out of nowhere from Alpha. Hope is overstepping there. I think Bling Bling is AFK. I have that suspicion. At least he's getting ambient gold, or some of it. No, now he's back. Welcome back, Bling Bling. Hope you enjoyed your nap. Alpha Lolly putting down some pressure. That's Tofu starting to get a bit low, but still has the chain on. Get a little bit heal going. Jungle has intensified, so we will have shops in the middle now instead of that Elder Treant. Tofu buying some vision. Not enough money for the fountain yet. Chakra doing a lot of damage already, but the Vanguard from Arden keeps the Samuel safe. He didn't get the skin on the Cyber Monday. It was like on sale, only 599. Ice. Another missed farm there. Alpha Lolly is not farming as good as he could be. It's gonna be bad for him on the late game. Those chains there forcing a recall back home. Cruel wants to dive, but doesn't know if he should. He decides to go. Prime Directive in. And it seems to be safe. Ooh, Chakra doing so much damage there. Blink, blink. Oh, from Hell's Heart coming out of nowhere and gets a kill onto an overextended Samuel. And this will give them the first turret and probably some back amps as well. The Cruel wants a piece of these. Let's see if they also take the Crystal Sentry. They should be able to take it. Although Alpha is coming here to contest them. But she's alone 1 versus 3. Is that enough? She focuses on the Cruel. Cruel is still full health with all the lifesteal he has. Samuel should probably have rotated down as well to accompany his team. Yeah, that was pretty much a free invade. An overstep from Samuel costing a whole jungle rotation to his team. Yeah, the back two minions have the most gold. So they are nice to have. But they are very juicy. And now without safety of this first turret, the red team will be able to do a lot of more interesting rotations. Here comes Cruel already. He's diving in, the Trespass connected from Hell's Heart, also connecting. And this was a clean team fight that will go to the side of the red team. Blink Blink tries to get away, gets pulled back by those chains. 2 easy kills just because they don't have that first turret to protect them. So now Team Custard crew clearly in the lead. They're gonna take the opportunity to get this gold miner as well. Alpha is too scared to do anything. I know what the issue here is with LoliHentai is that Alpha is being played by Beta. Because Alpha Lolly is on Samuel and Beta Lolly is on Alpha. So if Alpha was on Alpha, they probably would be winning this. And unfortunately, there is no character called Beta on Vainglory. Otherwise, they would probably win the game. Yeah, Snowball is definitely forming on the Halcyon Fold. It's not winter yet, still autumn skin, but the Snowball is real. I mean, against all of these heroes are very good at snowballing. Idris is a bit of a late game kind of hero, but if he has the early game advantage, he will surely have the late game advantage as well. So LoliHentai now has to turtle up, wait for the late game, not fall into the snowball temptation or the snowball throw. Samuel a bit out of position there. He might get caught off by the Cruel with that From Hell's Heart. Drifting Dark bugged out there. Not really going anywhere. Ultimate from Arden. The ultimate from Samuel not really catching anyone, but no, they're just dead. They're dead. Ace for the red team. The snowball is real. I was trying to think of the name of the ultimate from Samuel. It's Oblivion. That's what's it called. And now the red team has opportunity to steal some more of these back camps. Let's see if they go for that or if they go for the gold miner instead. Cruel seems to want the gold miner. Yeah, Ghostly Syndicate is saying on the chat that once Idris gets CP passive, he becomes Hell incarnate. It is indeed very hard to deal with a CP Idris already online. Alpha Loli overextending a little bit there. She wants to farm. They don't really let her. Now I might have a little bit of an opportunity. Gets all of his farm this time. But Loli also manages to get some of her back camps for a change, which is always good. Not those small ones. Well, where did they steal the small ones? Samuel's only advantage over early Idris is range and heal. Well, late game he also has the range advantage, but Idris can close the gap really fast. Yeah, I think the game is clearly in favor of this red team now. They eliminated the Crystal Sentry. They are 8k ahead of gold, 10 minutes in, which is a lot for 10 minutes. And they might get caught off here. Oblivion comes out to zone them out though. Alpha goes in with a Prime Directive, uses the reboot to do some damage, but look at the Cruel. Cruel, it doesn't lose any energy, any health. And now Samuel is dead, and this might be an ace. Chains getting pulled on Arden. He should be able to get away though. Not give out the ace, but the choke point turret is dead. Minion candy getting used, and they might take one more turret out of this push. Full blue team is back. Let's see if they manage to deal with this wave quick enough. It's starting to go low. Kalpis is also going low, but not quite dead. And I just don't see how they will be able to kill the Cruel. We have another engage here. I'm waiting to see if they are engaging or not to take a look at builds. Your Doomsday is just sitting there. Why is he waiting for? And Idris is all the way farming. Oblivion comes out. The Cruel is still there and getting more life all the time. The Fountain helps a little bit as well. The reboot is forced onto the Alpha. The Fountain finally gets popped out of Arden. A little bit too late though. they did manage to kill the Cruel in the end. Samuel still wanted a little jab there, tried to get him in the end. He failed to do that, gives out an ace. This might be the first game right now. 10 seconds on the clock. They should be able to take at least one of these turrets. Are they gonna risk the other one? Yes, they are. It's already dead. This might be game 1 already. From Hellsart flying out, catches Alpha in the face. And that's GG, game 1 for the side of Custard Crew. Yeah, they were on the backhand from the draft on, and the side of Custard Crew just played their advantage well. Not much they could do. They didn't have any mortal wounds to deal with Cruel. They didn't have any Atlas Pauldron to deal with Cruel, and a full online Idris is just insane to deal with. So let's hope they do a little better. Let's hope they do better on the second matchup. I'm gonna update the team names. Actually, I'm gonna switch to lobby. Supposedly, you're not supposed to show the chat while people are chatting. I have no clue why. I guess because some people might be too toxic and talk crap, and then you won't want their chat on the screen. I don't know. Anyways, Custard Crew is 1-0 against LoliHentai on this series. The losers brackets of sorry, reading the chat, seeing what they're talking about. The losers bracket of the online champion 3 vs 3 tournament of North America. I think we are ready for the draft. We are indeed. Back to the game. Let's see what Hentai Love can do to, or LoliHentai actually, not Hentai Love. Where did I get Hentai Love out of? LoliHentai. LoliHentai will need to do something underage illegal here to still be in the matchup. The second game of the series, they got a bit smashed on the first game. Not gonna lie, they got a bit smashed. They lost the draft and they lost on execution. The only thing they pretty much got was the first blood. So they need to rethink their strategy, do a better draft, and just play better if they want to win against the Custard Crew. They seem to believe that Lance will help them do that, and Scarf as well. You know, on 5 vs 5 you have 2 dragons, and on 3 vs 3 you have only the Kraken. So if you have 1 dragon, you should be able to get more advantage. Even if it's a baby dragon. Any dragon is better than no dragon. That's the bottom line. Meanwhile, the team of Custard Crew went for a Vox and a Lyra, and they're thinking of going Baptiste. Baptiste is good to counter certain things. What? Oh, they're trolling here? They're going Vox in jungle?
Swap hero.
Cruel? Well, I guess Cruel versus Baptiste, the Cruel wins, although the Baptiste has a lot of disengage onto him. But if he gets impaled by Lance before he manages to use that disengage onto Cruel, he's just dead. And in terms of sustain, the Cruel will always out-sustain the Baptiste. So in terms of draft, I think the draft from Hentai Loli is okay. but it depends a lot on how you execute it. So that's what we will have to see. If the Lyra manages to lay down the bulwark on point, it might be enough to prevent the impales and the dives from Cruel. So let's see how these guys play their compositions. Let me know what you guys think on the chat. Who has the advantage right now? If you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Writing down the names of the heroes so I know the names of the skills. Look at the party hat on Scarf. It's just ridiculous. How did the dragon put a party hat on? It has a strap on. How can you hold it behind the chin? Did like another character help him out? Did he ask Gwen to put him the party hat on? That's not realistic. It does look funny though. Stylish indeed. Loli has better comp, but has to focus killing Scarf or peeling Cruel. Yeah. I would... well, I don't totally agree, but if they do what you say, indeed, if they execute it that way, if they manage to dive on Scarf fast enough, or peel the hell out of Cruel and Lance, they will indeed have the upper hand in execution. I missed that Elder Treant, but indeed went for the side of the blue team. Now Tofu is in a bad shape though. He would much rather be Satan right now. But they managed to do a disengage, so no first blood yet. Tofu will just heal himself back up. Calpis wants to put down some pain. Has that passive to help him out. Vox was a piece of the Alpha Loli, ends up getting rooted and slammed back against the turret. Very dangerous. Will he be able to stay alive? Yes, he will. Last dash and recall back home. Beta can still impale him, but took a little bit too long. Overextend from Vox. Scopus did the same thing on the previous matchup. He overextended very early in the game while he was playing that Idris. But this time he managed to get away with his life. Was somewhat lucky. I forgot to turn the name of the teams back on. It's 1-0. Let's put it behind the thing. There we go. Sorry. Not much happening. Both teams just farming. Guess we can take a look at builds real quick. Should be pretty much the standard, but we have nothing better to do anyways. Alternating current being purchased by your Doomsday 0. Then Batiste going weapon build apparently. I wonder if this Vox will be hybrid or purely CP. Just checking for skirmish there, but it seems that teams are not online. Alpha Loli buying a little battery, but I think that will be for the boots. I think he will want something to give mortal wounds with. And actually thinking about mortal wounds, I think that this Cruel should probably go for Poison Shiv as well, if he wants an attack speed item. Now we have another engage, actually disengage coming out with that ultimate from Batiste. Cruel going dangerously low Impale hits Batiste only. Scarf not really able to do much damage there. Hit lances a fireball onto Lyra, but not enough to finish her off. She just heals right back up. Here comes Cruel again. Gets Ordained though. And ends up being dead from the Ordain. Vox dangerously low, but no one manages to finish him off. Now Lance is trying to get away with his life. Will he be able to do it? Yes, he will. Scarf wants to die, though. He actually wants to kill Lyra, but misses the fireball. And now he's in a very bad position. Here comes Batiste, and the Ordain comes out. Stuns him up. That's a kill. One more kill for the side of the blue team. Custard crew with clear advantage early in this game. Here comes Cruel, wants to punish this Batiste. Is going dangerously low on energy, so Cruel might be able to do it. Impale from Lance, slam against the wall. Can Cruel finish off this Batiste and get back into this matchup? Yes, he can. Nice kill there. He will also take some of these back camps. Now Bling Bling should be in control of the jungle again. Everyone just farming. Very doubtful rotation from the blue team there. Your Doomsday getting caught up. The ultimate from Alpha Loli not really catching anyone. But Cruel ends up killing the Vox. And now it's Batiste that's in a bad position. Is forced to use his Fearsome Shade to get away. Lyra tries to help him with the Imperial Sigil, but not doing enough damage. The Portal tried to make him escape, but ended up just giving another kill to the enemy. And the Crystal Sentry will also go to the side of Anti-Loli. So well played there by Anti-Loli, catching that bad rotation. Face checking the bush. And Vox doing another throw here. What are you doing, Doomsday? Stop giving kills to the opponent team. So clearly put Anti-Loli back, or LoliHentai. I think it's LoliHentai. Yeah, LoliHentai. Back into the game. They might even get the lead with this gold miner. Let's see if they get it. They don't get it. Lyra manages to steal it in the end. Keeps their team in the lead. And now the red team is forced to run away. Cruel using his boots to surf the hell out of there. And Scarf stays zoning out with his party hat. Where's the cake? He's asking. I came here for the cake. I brought my party hat, and there is no cake. The cake is a lie. Another big wave. It's gonna put down some pressure on this turret, but your Doomsday is there to clean it up. This is game 2, best of 3 series. Custard crew leading by 1-0 against LoliHentai. LoliHentai has shown some good signs of life there on those couple of team fights. But they're still behind in gold, so they need to be careful. Cruel buying a Sorrow Blade. I have doubts on what would be the best buy here, because they need something to... They need Mortal Wounds. That's what they need here, to prevent the healing from Lyra and prevent the sustain from Batiste. We have another engage coming out. Cruel already so low, but here comes the ultimate from Scarf, denied with the Fearsome Shade. Well-timed ultimate from Batiste there. Completely turning that team fight around. Seems Battle Loli is missing a Crucible as well. Want to protect this turret. 1 versus 3. Shouldn't be able to do it. He's gonna give his life. Here comes Alpha Loli trying to help him out. Not enough. Those fireballs not doing enough damage. Cruel wants to have some of his jungle caps, but I don't think they're going to risk it. Too much healing from the side of the blue team. Custard crew here taking control of the game. Let's take a look at builds real quick. I think there will be a team fight anytime soon. Vox with the more sustained build with that Eve of Harvest. I guess it's okay against Scarf and a Cruel. The Cruel is going to be very bursty though with that Sorrow Blade. And here we go, the Baptiste with a Poison Shiv and Breaking Point. Typical build for a Baptiste is gonna do a lot of basic attacks real quick and get a lot of sustain out of it. And I'm not sure if Cruel will have enough burst damage to kill him before he heals back up. I don't think so. I think Baptiste has the advantage if he was 1 versus 1 against Cruel right now. We don't have any Atlas Palgum yet either, nor Crucible, so Battle Loli quite behind. He was forced to prioritize that Fountain, and now he doesn't have anything to deal with the crowd control that's coming out from the side of Custard crew.
Immense gold payout collected.
They increase their lead to 8k gold. Very slightly doubtful invade there, but seems to work. Set Scarf running for his life from Hellsart, wants to reconnect. Fearsome Shade coming out, not hitting anyone, and now it's time for our Dragon Breath to spread across the Halcyon Fold. Not doing enough damage though, and Cruel sitting there is forced to recall back home. Denied by that Imperial Sigil. He wants to re-engage some more. Does he have the burst damage to take down your Doomsday? He pops the reflex block, pops the flask, anything to stay alive. Is that enough? No. The smite not coming out in time. Flask got popped, kept your Doomsday alive. And yeah, I think LoliHentai is in a very bad position here. They seem to be able to still be in the game for a while there, but now they seem to be dominating, or getting dominated upon. Yeah, the Dragon's Breath is not doing enough damage. Ghostly Syndicate is saying that it misses the Spellfire. That's true, or unless you get those stacks up before you release the Dragon's Eye, it's pretty much just scaring away the opponent team. Not really doing enough damage. I think that's the main issue with this composition from LoliHentai. They don't have any mortal wounds, and that will be impossible to deal with the healing coming out from the blue team, because all 3 members of the blue team have healing. Lyra has the Imperial Sigil, Eve of Harvest on the Vox, and the passive out of Baptiste. Comes another engage. Cruel already so low. Finally a kill for Scarf with that Dragon's Breath. Impale onto Vox to keep the dragon alive, but he's still dead in the end. 2 kills, and that was still a team fight won by Team Custard crew. Only Cruel left alive, and he can't do anything to stop that Crystal Sentry from going down. He wants to engage on that on Vox though, but the Crystal Sentry is already eliminated. He should have engaged a little bit earlier if he wanted this team fight. He remains those hits on Vox, not popping the Spectral Smite. Popping it now, thinking he would kill him, but he didn't manage to kill him off, and now Baptiste is on the Halcyon Fold. Double Impale from Lance keeps Cruel alive, just barely, but probably Lance is gonna die now. All 3 members running to safety. And a portal tries to get Cruel unaware. Oh, a nice A prevents him from dying. Well played there. Scarf is the one in bad position. So much attack speed from the side of Baptiste. A root, but not enough. How the hell did they manage to do the dash while rooted? Disengage, sending people to their home base. And Custard crew clearly in the lead now. I mean, Cruel is doing good enough damage, but this Scarf is just not online yet. He needs that Spellfire badly. And instead he got a clockwork. Which, I mean, you want a clockwork on the scarf, but right now you really need more damage. That's what's missing on these team fights, is damage from that scarf. And you're not gonna get more damage with the clockwork. They want to get this turret though. They do manage to get it. Batiste is busy doing some back camps. That might give him a little bit more gold, be able to buy a few more things, a couple more crystal bits. Look at the damage from Scarf. It's only tickling. It should be chunking away at that Vox, not tickling him. Especially a Vox with an Eve of Harvest. He's just gonna get that health right back. Meanwhile, Batiste is doing the Kraken on his own. And completely uncontested. And yep, Kraken is unleashed. Free Kraken for the blue team. They have 11k gold lead on the second game of the series. Let's see, From Hellsart coming out, not really getting anyone. They use the Crucible anyways. Dragon's Breath coming out, hitting some people, but the Fearsome Shade setting them back. Cruel is dead, and a portal comes out, trying to finish off the Scarf. Will they be able to do it? Or Dane tries to keep him in check. Yep, and he's just dead. No Crucible finished from Battle Loli. It can't keep Scarf safe. And I think this is it for this game and for this series, unfortunately enough. The Cruel was playing alright, but they took too long to get that Scarf online. And in terms of defensive, Battle Loli wasn't doing enough to keep this team safe either. They had the Atlas Palsum, they had the Fountain, but they were missing the Crucible. So congratulations, Custard crew. You move on to the next round. You will be facing, let's see, you will be facing whoever won between Reborn Spectre and the Tarots. I think it was Reborn Spectre that won, but it has to be confirmed. So yeah, good matches. Congratulations to both teams. Well played. And the Custard crew moves on. And I think we're done with the stream. No one else is scheduled to play today. We'll have more games tomorrow for the remainder of the losers bracket. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's try to find someone to raid, shall we? Let's see who is playing Vainglory right now. That is worth raiding. We have Starboy, Papa John, Essential. Let's raid Papa John then. If he did those YouTube thingies, it should be worth raiding, right? I mean, I know him as a player. I have never seen his channel though. But I will check it for those jungler, tank jungler meta things. So bye bye everyone. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your raid. And hope to see you guys again tomorrow.